It's early Tuesday morning here in Carrollton, Texas. Soon we're going to be installing this 4-unit Indicom complex here in the Space Master Yard in Carrollton. These units were manufactured without shipping walls. They're in the engineering study, it was discovered that shipping walls weren't necessary. The building's also clear span. It's a wood frame, but it is clear span. And what is holding up the roof truss from bouncing around in transport are these 2x4s that are nailed into the top beam and then into the floor. And we've found out that in the hauling process these units haul just fine from Burleson over here without any problems whatsoever. These units over here have had the 2x taken off. Dennis, how long did it take to strip the 2x4 and the other material from this first unit?
I think we could probably do a mate line, both sides, in 30 minutes.
30 minutes? Okay. We got the Houston boys watching from a distance. The Dallas guy is helping. It's 7:55 in the morning. Okay, so we're ready to get going. The time is 8 o'clock in the morning, and we're going to try to put this fourplex together today. There are some things that each one of us needs to help with. Dennis, I think you told me yesterday that you want for you and John to concentrate on the blocking and leveling of the buildings. And us guys will concentrate on putting the backer rod inside the building, doing the roof cap and the interior trim. And when you see the interior trim and the exterior trim, how it's been designed, it goes together very quickly, so it's not complicated. John, where are we going to start here?
We're going to start on this is module D because why we're starting there is because that's the highest point of the ground, and naturally you want to start so that when you're blocking that once you get to this point, this will be your high point. That's your lowest point right there. Right there.
Okay, and the only thing that's been done so far is the stripping of the first 3 units. We haven't stripped this mate line here as of yet because I want to time it. I want to show you guys just how quickly the stripping and the 2x4 comes off that wall. It used to be that was a 2 or 3 hour job per unit. And Dennis says he can do 15 minutes each side, half hour total for a mate line. So we've really sped that process up. Okay.
What's helped speed that process up? I mean, is it...
Well, we've used double-headed nails, Dean, that you can get on with a hammer and pull them off very quickly. They used to use staples, and they used to put 1,000,000 staples in each piece of wood, and it would take forever to pull them off. The thinking was if it's hard to get off, it won't blow off.
See if y'all within the 1260, you can be done. You can go back to the office. Yeah, that way you won't take out all your excess.
Okay, we're ready to. We got everything cleaned up in here.
Yeah.
Blocks in place. We're ready to roll the first unit over.
Back it up and roll it over.
Let me get everything I need. I'll go up by the next.
Pull that thing back and forth, turn it over here, John, so we can see what that baby looks like. Okay, and we're just going to put the blocks and some shimming material and 2x on top of that.
Right.
And then jack up the weight of the building off the tires, right?
Jack the pressure of the tires, get the pressure off, and stack up some 2x in between this distance here to your I-beam. Then you let your jack down and all your weight will be on your roller. Then you pull it over with the come-along.
And how many rollers are we going to use?
3. 2, 1 on either side back here behind the tires and 1 on the hip.
One on the hitch end, which is up here. Hey, John?
Yes, sir.
Have you got workman's compensation coverage to be underneath there?
Me?
think so?
Dennis John said I do.
Okay, that's good enough for me. Okay, we got the first two units rolled together. And here it's 847. Then our tear out team here are removing the walls, and the nails are going to go into the bucket, right guys?
Right into the bucket.
Take a look
You guys-
inside.
you
How
guys-
nice that came together.
Yeah, it's...
Slick. Hey,
You guys rolled this over and I wasn't paying any attention. That went quick, huh?
Hey,
Yeah. And you got good tools.
got to have your finger on ready when we working.
What are you doing now? Moving it back?
Yeah, roll it back just a tad.
Oh, okay.
When you get it back, I'm gonna snug it tight.
You don't have a little bolt, do you?
A bolt? Oh,
Yeah, I lost one.
I can probably find you one. We're not doing any good there.
Oh, he'll fight.
That's just about,
Yeah. You wanna go a little bit past it?
Yeah.
That's
that's about right there.
let me crank it down.
Let me snug this coming on.
Okay, so our floors are darn near bang on. All we got to do is cut the plastic here for our opening and we can have a look.
You're not like talking.
Hey, quit making so much noise.
Oh, we're sorry. We apologize. We're trying to make the nail man job easier by not making so many nails.
Jack up the ceiling.
I can't reach it.
Okay, you guys got the backer rod? We can start doing that?
No, not yet.
You want to get the floor level first?
Yeah.
Okay. It's sad. We got 11. Right? The thing we should do, you tell me what you think, is to take an input that way, get this thing up, and then light bulb. Our fearless leader.
Yeah.
Instructing the
Jack's really forward.
I was just telling you, what else we do is put a 2x4 right here, hold it up, and trim it out. Flagpole, okay, guys, what are we doing here?
Bolting the floor together.
Okay, so that outrigger clip has a slot on it,
Right.
and all you're doing is running a bolt through it.
Right. Straight up and down, some go sideways. These don't line up here.
Yeah, like this end one here doesn't. What's the next step now?
Next up, we're going to start the process of putting this building together, rolling it over.
Okay, and we got this second module now. Has been leveled up. Okay, what we have here is closed cell backer rod. The closed cell, then, means that it won't absorb water. Okay, it's got a surface on it that if it happens to rain up here, it's going to repel the water. If you're going to order backer rod, make sure you don't get open cell because it'll suck up the moisture and you don't want that. Now we're going to push this backer rod down in the crack, down the full mate line and also down the end walls. On the roof line here, you want the backer rod to be slightly above the roof line. What this backer rod does is it provides a temporary seal in case it rains during setup, but in addition to that, it's going to give the sill-proof a place to sit until it cures. Because if you put the sill-proof down over top of the crack without the backer rod, it will fall into the crack. It takes it a couple of days to cure in the rubber. Now, if you'll notice, they've taken the cool seal and they've backed it away from the mate line. The reason for that is I'm not too sure that the sill-proof will stick to the cool seal. If you have a look at our demonstration unit over here, our first prototype, this building, well, if you're sure you can make it, go ahead, but let's not mess around. We haven't had a roof leak over there yet. As far as I know, everything's gone fine over on our first prototype. It's still sticking pretty good. With the seal proof, but we are experimenting with it attaching to the cool seal, and that's why we decided to cut it back.
Yeah, what it won't go over is a bunch of old cool seal. We tried that.
No, it definitely won't go over top of old cool seal.
The other thing is in about 45 seconds you can run a knife down here, cut it, and you're gone.
Yeah, if you are going to tear it out, it comes apart real quick, and then you just simply put new seal proof right over top of the old seal proof. Okay, so let's go back and install our back rod in this module, and then we're going to get out the seal proof, and we're going to do the mate line joiners while Dennis and John go ahead and get ready to roll that third unit over. You want it to be above the roof line.
Yeah, not too that far.
Where's the seal proof? Guess we need to go down and get it. Okay. This is what we've all been waiting for. A shot of Dan working. Look at him go. That maid line's not going to take long at all. Now, if you guys were to do the typical flashing, screwing, cool seal, this maid line takes about 3 hours. 2 to 3 hours. Maybe even longer than that. Because they got to come back and fix it after it leaks. Right?
I mean, you're not doing your job very well.
What's the main advantage of this seal proof that you guys can see so far, besides time?
You don't put holes in the roof.
You don't put holes in the roof, that's exactly right. No holes.
Kind of need to drill 5 holes before you put the screws in.
Sure does. Yep. That's just what it looks like.
I don't think you have to put it so close to the edge.
Well,
Okay, in our fourth unit, we're still trying to get it leveled.
Pretty common.
Okay, this fourth unit, we've almost got it leveled out.
Right, yes.
Okay, so here we are at 1:30 and we started 8 o'clock this morning. So we're about five and a half hours into our setup, right Dennis? 1:30. Yeah. Alright, well we're going to put the ceiling battens on. Why don't you guys go finish leveling out and we'll press on here.
Get your thing off there so I can...
Okay, this ceiling board is simply a 4-inch batten that's painted white. And we're going to fasten it to the ceiling using finish nails.
Probably.
Do you lined up, Steve?
Yeah, you run into with a bow if you start on your end.
Stick to selling the trailers, Dan. I was going to start a setup company, but I guess not.
Gong show.
can we edit that? Or we'll run that right after Love Shack.
Oh, shit. Ouch.
Okay, so 3 mate lines in this 4-plex. We got floor plate, wall battens, and ceiling battens, and that's it for trim work. There isn't any other trim work. Doesn't that seem simple?
Yeah, it does.
I mean, I think we can do the trim work in this whole building if we were half decent carpenters in about an hour. Just think if we had 3 more guys like Dan. We could do this real quick.
You'd hit your sales quota for the region, wouldn't you?
Oh, jeez. Hey guys, are you gonna take that?
Where's Wayne?
I was just leaving.
Where's Wayne?
Now, where's Wayne when we need him? Let's do the end one.
You want another one?
Let's do the last one up here. Okay, did you guys finish doing the outside trim yet? The outside battens?
No, it's not finished.
Okay.
Come outside, Jim, and we'll show you how we're going to finish it up.
Okay, we'll do that. This is a retake number 1, okay? Alright guys, how about the exterior trim? Where are we at on that?
Come on outside, Jim, and let's show you how we've done that exterior trim.
Oh,
Is that not it? Take 3.
alright. Let's do one more time. That one stung.
Right answer.
Well, just don't.
Everybody hit the door one time.
That was good, just you stuttered. Let's try that one more time.
Yes, I'll do it. Thank you.
Okay guys, we've got this interior trim just about banged out here, and how are we doing on the outside trim there, John?
Jim, as soon as we get through putting these finish nails up in the interior. Cut! Come on outside, Jim. Let me show you what we're doing on the outside.
Alright. Hey, how's that going to go on there, John? Okay, we've got 2 of the exterior joiners on, and we're just getting set to put the last one on this end of the building. It goes up right underneath that J-rail. There's a J-rail piece. Okay, we got all 4 units together here. We need to, we got the back rod on the 2nd mate line, and we're just doing the back rod on the 3rd mate line, and it'll take about a half an hour to sill-proof both mate lines. Time for a Coke break, I guess. Except for some real minor trim work, these J-rails up top there, and Dennis is up on the roof finishing up the mate line joiners. It's 2:17 in the afternoon and we're done with the installation of our MU series 4-unit complex. And we've done that in about 6 hours, and we had lunch, and although there was about 6 guys doing the work, only 2 guys were really working hard, and the rest of us not real construction oriented, helping out. John?
Yep.
Don't you think that a good 3-4 man crew could put this together in one day?
Very easily. As long as you have a good accessible
Level side?
You know, and the side is fairly level. We dropped in about 4 inches from that corner to this corner. Should have no problem at all. 3 guys, 10 hours at the most.
Okay. We still need to anchor it down and probably skirt it and drop the hitches, but that won't take long.
Right.
Can you go ahead here and yank off one of those hitches for me?
Sure.
I want the guys to all pick one up and see how heavy it is.
Okay.
But I don't know if it is really good, but that never looks
Finish building. Taking into account our lunch break, we installed this in about right around 22 man hours, I figure. Now you work that out, that's 2 guys working 11 hours, or 3 guys working 7 hours, or 4 guys working about 5-6 hours like what we did. All right, good job guys. Look good, huh? What a team! Let's look at the features of this building. Let's start off with the RBB siding called reverse board and batten. This is an aluminum siding that's 019 that looks just like T111 or LP board, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, how do you think this will be helpful, Dean?
Well, it'd be helpful, especially down in the South Coast area, because of the humidity and everything that wears down the LP siding. this is not going to be worn down as fast and have a lot longer lasting.
Mm-hmm. Right. What else, Adrian? What else, how else is it going to help you? How about painting it?
Well, certainly the maintenance is going to be less worry because you're going to have metal that's going to hold up a lot more durable, and the wood is going to deteriorate and have to be repainted every 2 to 3 years again, especially due to humidity in the Houston climate.
Okay. Dan, you don't really have to worry about humidity in Colorado, but how would this be helpful, in your fleet up in Colorado? I guess the painting aspect also, huh?
Probably just the paint.
Just the
Watch
painting.
out the diesel. Smoke.
Yeah, that's right. You don't have to worry about diesel smoke. Stuff like that.
The only thing you got to worry about the rub marks on the over wide side.
Yeah,
Still rub off the aluminum.
that's true.
What about termites?
That's one of the biggest problems.
This is, what about the code on this thing? Gene, this is going to be Texas code, Colorado code. What else did we do? Louisiana Fire Marshal?
Yeah, Louisiana Fire Marshal's on this also.
Right. And we can go up to about 3,000 square feet, I think we figured, didn't it?
And that, you can go larger, but you eliminate the restrooms and the general use areas to get back to 3,000 square feet. So
Right.
you can go up to 5 units.
But on a construction site, this thing could be an unlimited size.
There, if there is not any requirements for the NFPA part of the code enforcements, then you would not have to have any restrictions. And you might get that waived even with the UBC because the inside of the building is awfully close to 30 feet, which is considered the quarter width. So I can see this being used up to probably 10 or 11 units on a construction site.
10 or 11 units on a construction site. You catch that? Yeah, I mean, won't that help you, John?
Absolutely.
Like in your Louisiana project?
Absolutely.
Right. Okay.
Can I make one comment off the camera?
Sure.
Buzz just reminded me.
John, tell us about the interior specification on this building, being as you're the guy who suggested the vinyl covered gyprock, which I think is a great idea. Just give me the floors, walls, ceiling.
What was your reasoning for that 3/8 over the half-inch, John?
Cost, Dan.
Weight.
Really cost, Dan.
conscious,
It's also weight. It's weight
We
too.
would have had to add an extra axle, which the factory had a concern about. So we elected to go with 3/8 instead of 5/8. Tile floors throughout the entire building.
Commercial grade.
Commercial grade tile floors.
Waxed.
3/4 inch tug and groove paneling.
Yeah, UBC doesn't say that.
Okay.
UBC, if you have over 30 students, you have to have a 1 hour quarter, but I don't believe that. I don't believe that's a requirement.
Why are we putting on half-inch all the time on our standard class?